we can move on to step 21, which you can see is the rear axles. And just like with the Frog and the Blackfoot and the ORV, it's got that same rubber boot. So we're going to need to cut that into shape, get the drive shafts, the bearings, and put on the rear trailing arms. So I'll just get all the pieces together and we'll start building this step. Okay, so I've pulled together all the parts we're going to need for this step, and then of course we've got the rubber boot, and then we've got the trailing arm. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut off all of the excess on the rubber boot. So that's the first thing we're going to do. So the easiest way to do this that I've found is you want to just squeeze this flat and then cut off at the line. And that does the trick. So there's one side. So then we've got to do the same thing for the other. And that's done. And then the same thing for the middle. And it works quite well. And there you have it. So now we've got the two boots. So now we can move on to greasing up the drive shafts and getting them into the boots and into the trailing arms. So the next step is to get the boot in, and you can see that they're showing you the grease. But what we need to first do is get that boot in. What I find is it's best to go in sort of sideways so that you can get the dog bones past the boot, or like that center part of the boot, and then twist back. Okay, I was having difficulty seeing it just with the camera in the way, so I just move the camera and then put it in, because you kind of have to go perpendicular to the boot and then twist to get it through that center part of the boot. But it is on, so we can move on to grabbing the other E4 trailing arm, grab one of the bearings, push that in so it's nicely in the hole there. Then we're going to grease up the shaft here, drive cup. And I mean, I know we're using bearings, but with this one, I've just decided I will grease it anyway. So then we're going to slide that through. Nice smooth motion. And then it says you want to grease the O-ring. Which we'll do. Grab the drive cup, put that in. And of course, the easiest way to get that in there is just to grab one of the dog bones and push it down. So now you can see that it is down there flat at the bottom. And then that's just going to sit there like that. So that is one of them done. And I did already go ahead and do the other one. So that step is complete. Now the only thing is I will grease these up. So I've done one on either side, but I will grease the other one up once we move on to step 22 and we actually attach it. So I'll grab the pieces we need and we'll move on to attaching those rear axles.